Good afternoon from ATM. Again, very pleased to welcome Ms. Inge Huijbrechts, Senior Vice President, Sustainability, Safety and Security at Radisson Group Hotel. You're coming from the global headquarters in Brussels. We're in the year of sustainability in UAE. Sustainable tourism is something that we are talking a lot here in the MENA region. What can we learn from the global practices and how can we relate that in the MENA region?
Yeah, thank you for the interview. It's a pleasure to be here. I would say that this region for us is a key region as Radisson Hotel Group. We had our first Radisson Blue at the creek,
yes.
The Radisson Blue Derek Creek.
Yes.
And I must say that that hotel was always one of our front runners in sustainability. So from the start when we were here, we have actually been practicing and also leading certain examples of sustainability. For example, in that hotel on sustainable seafood,
yes.
Very well known for it.
Yes.
I would say from our global practices where Radisson Hotel Group is active, what we do is we focus on think people, think community and think planet.
Yes.
And the key thing for us is now to decarbonize our operations. Yeah. So we have taken a commitment to become net zero by 2050, which means we need to cut our emissions in half by 2030.
Yes.
And that's a major undertaking.
Yeah.
So anything we do on green buildings, introducing renewable energy and also operations, green operations, are things that we can practice here.
Yeah.
We have certain hotels here that are LEED Platinum certified in UAE. For example, our Radisson Red Silicon Oasis. We need more of that.
Yes.
Everywhere. Here,
yeah.
But also everywhere.
Yeah. Awareness and knowledge, literacy of sustainable tourism remains very scarce in the Middle East. And we, as the first and only ESG knowledge hub in the MENA region and champion of spreading sustainable tourism, we're facing challenges. What can a group like Radisson do to elevate and to spread awareness and knowledge, literacy in sustainable tourism in the MENA region?
I think the thing we need to do is engage our clients in sustainability because we want to promote responsible tourism. So
yes.
We want to promote the choice of sustainable
yes.
hotels. And we do that in different ways. We do that by making clear what a sustainable hotel is. So for example, we have launched Hotel Sustainability Basics for essential hotel sustainability, a verified level. And we of course also work with recognized eco-labels like Green Key, any eco-label that is GSTC recognized. Yeah. So I think those two, Hotel Sustainability Basics and recognized eco-labels, are the ways to communicate to guests
yes.
that they are really staying in a sustainable hotel and that they can trust the label.
Yeah.
That's one thing. The other thing is make it easy for guests to make sustainable choices.
Yeah.
For example, as part of Hotel Sustainability Basics, as part of the eco-labels, you need to do certain things. For example, you need to offer a certain portion of local, seasonal, vegetarian food. Make it clear to the guests that by making those choices, you actually do good.
Yeah.
By making it easy to choose green housekeeping, making it easy to choose towel reuse, and thanking the guest for it, explaining the impact, linking it to impact like we do in Radisson, I think is the way to engage more people. Yeah. Make it clear on the booking website with Hotel Sustainability Basics and the eco-labels, and engage them and thank them for it.
Yeah. In the Middle East, unfortunately, we are among the world's highest when it comes to food waste. With buffets and all that, and weddings. What can we do in this regard to minimize food waste?
Well, there's a couple of clever things, simple things that can be done. For example,
limiting buffets?
No, not necessarily. But what we need to do is make the plate size smaller. What we did in Derek Creek, for example, we did a couple of innovative things way back in the Radisson Blue. One was on our breakfast, we reduced the plate size. And just by reducing the plate size, not the choice on the buffet, but the plate size, you cut your food waste because people will take a little bit less. They eat it all, and if they're hungry, they go again. Yeah. But it's not like overfilling all the plates. So we cut food waste on our breakfast before and after, 27% in some hotels.
Yeah.
The other thing is we had clever clever promotions, if you wish, for the restaurants. You know, in Dubai, Dara Creek, Radisson Blue, we have 14 restaurants.
Yes.
And in some of those restaurants, we give guests a discount if they ate everything they ordered.
Really, but it's something that is not we're aware of, for example.
Yeah, I mean, it were promotions, but those are the things, the clever things that work. Sometimes it's also
They are global practices we see usually in Japan or in Korea or in Europe.
The other thing is, of course, everything we do in the kitchens, working with the chefs also to reduce the prep waste.
Yes.
When you put out buffets, to make sure that you put out various iterations of the buffet, but never too much. So it's also working with our M&E teams to make sure that they do that cleverly. And then one of the things we are also doing, and we're doing that in Europe, but we're starting to introduce it here. What we're doing in Europe is we work with Too Good To Go, which means that when you have, let's say you have a deli, a small deli in a hotel, that we can donate, or not donate, but we give away to a social enterprise the meals that were unsold.
Yes.
And then that goes on to a social enterprise, a platform, and people can actually buy it at a reduced price. So we donate or we put it on these social new enterprises. And that's starting in the Middle East now. It's starting in Dubai because we have a Jones the Grocer in our Radisson Red.
Yes.
And I know from a good source that we will be starting to test some of these food donation programs for smart apps.
Policies play a major role. Dubai Tourism just announced mandatory energy reporting for all hotels. As you know, Middle East hotels, including Dubai, are among the highest in terms of pollution and energy consumption and across the board. It's something similar to Europe in terms of energy reporting. What can we do in this regard to be very efficient?
Yeah, I think the important thing is that the question about reporting is asked. I think that's very good. I'm happy that this is happening in UAE as well as in Europe. There are regulatory requirements now. The key thing, though, is to work with the industry to use the same type of reporting that we are already using, because all the big brands like Radisson and all the others, we all do our reporting, we do our carbon footprint reporting, so it would be much easier if we can just submit that data to the government. What can be done in buildings, of course, if you can be there from the design phase, that's the ideal, because you can design the envelope of the building to be energy efficient, you can choose the orientation, you can choose the ratio of windows to the wall, you can be smart by having space on your roof for solar panels, for example. So if you can do that, that's great. Of course today, not in Dubai, but today the market is a conversion market. So it's a lot about retrofitting. It's about your technical standards and how you retrofit. So we have defined a way for retrofitting up to the LEED or the BREEAM standard for hotels by using the Radisson environmental standards, actually.
Greenwashing in hotels, in the tourism sector, there have been some basically hiccups. What can be done and what can you recommend to avoid greenwashing in the hotel industry?
I think you're right in terms that any green claim that is made needs to be real, because trust is hard to earn but easy to lose, right? So it's very important to inform the guest in the right way. And informing the guest in the right way is by using, that's what the solution that we propose, is to use these labels that are verified or certified, like Hotel Sustainability Basics or the eco labels like a Green Key that are all GSTC recognized, because you know as a traveler that then the claims, it's a combination of criteria, that the claims are verified, that someone else will come and check to see if those things are actually in place. So I think those trusted labels are the ones to go for, and this is the way we can talk to the clients to say this is trusted, this is verified, this is certified. And then of course in things like what we do in Radisson is we use carbon offsetting for 100% carbon neutral meetings, for carbon neutral stays as part of our Radisson Rewards program. It's very important to make sure that the carbon offsetting you use is also of the highest quality. That you give that transparency, which projects are you using, are you using the VCS or the gold standard projects, and what projects and how much have you offset?
Public-private people partnerships. Before we used to say public-private partnerships, now we're including the people, the fourth P. What is your strategy in this regard, globally and in the MENA region?
Well,
in the sustainability front, of course.
Yeah, I would say what we are doing, we are not a company in general that is strong on engaging very actively or proactively with governments. We could be better on that. I think the key thing for us is to engage in two things. One is partnerships around renewable energy. We absolutely need to do this, and we are talking specifically in India. We're working very hard on that, also to convince the government to make sure that whatever regulations are put in place for facilitating renewable energy, that it is also done at the size of a hotel, because a hotel is not an industrial installation. So typically our demand is lower. So anyway, on renewable energy we are doing a lot, specifically in India for the moment and in 25 key markets. And I would say the other thing which we are doing is not just Radisson, but as part of a platform called the Sustainable Hospitality Alliance, we do a lot on destination work. So we work together to have a destination water risk index. We are working together on ethical recruitment campaigns in certain destinations. For example, in the lead up to the Qatar World Cup, that's when we did projects on site with ILO, with the local government. So I think in selected destinations we are doing this. We could do more, to your point, we could. And we are happy to talk to governments who want to do more with us, but also as part of this platform of Sustainable Hospitality Alliance.
Ms. Huijbrechts, thank you very much for having us today.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. It's a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you.